Blog Talk Radio.
WrestleOutLoud.com. If you got it, light it up. If you got it, light it up. If you got it, light it up. If you got it, light it up.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Kingpin is not here for some odd reason. Usually he's a punctual guy, but not today, man. But we do have a very special guest in the house with us today, none other than ECW's Joel Gertner. Joel, how you doing, man?
Well, what's going on, man? How are you?
Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing very good. Just got back from the city. I went to dinner. I was at the OG. Are you familiar?
No.
The Olive Garden.
Yeah. The Olive Garden night.
I haven't been there in like 10 or 15 years. It was. I mean, I'm from Brooklyn, so like I go for like the more authentic Italian experience. But you know, I was with a group, and it was Olive Garden. I was with my girlfriend and some of her friends, and they love Olive Garden. One of her friends loves the breadsticks there, and we went. We had a great time, and if you're ever there, I recommend the chocolate chiatoli cake.
Nice. Angel has just called in.
Oh, cool.
Yo, what's up, Joe?
What's up, Angel?
What you doing?
Did you hear any of that? I went to the Olive Garden tonight.
Nah, man. I was at Freddy's Frozen Custard getting my swerve on with some vanilla and coconut.
Nice. Gotta
So
do
that's
that.
why
Gotta do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know you're alive, bro.
What happened?
That's how you know you're alive, bro. You gotta do stuff like that, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. I feel you, man.
I was telling your boy about the cake at Olive Garden.
Oh, don't talk about my boy with cake. That guy's he's a chef of the future. That's all he does is cook and bake.
That's it.
Yeah, unfortunately,
all you need. All you need. All you need.
And a corn apple.
Wow. Let's get off of desserts. Let's start talking about the upcoming show, the reunion show in Philadelphia. It's coming up at the end of June, and you're one of the latest to get announced for it.
Yeah, and I'm proud to be involved with it. I saw Francine for the first time in a few years, about a month ago, at an ECW reunion, autograph signing convention type thing in Allentown, and
yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I was left out.
I missed you.
I missed the wagon train.
And yeah, I saw her there, and she told me about the show in June and expressed interest, and she told me it was a fundraiser, I believe, for the American Cancer Society, and all I needed to hear. Sounds good, good cause, a great time. So I told her, count me in.
Now, you haven't, it's been a while. It's probably been since, the last Hardcore Homecoming, since you've been, truly, affiliated with wrestling?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I've been away for a while, yeah. I guess it was 2000. What's that?
I said, were you doing voiceovers for, Cadillac, the Corinthian leather?
Of course, bro. No, just, doing some freelancing here and there. Had a regular gig for a while outside the business. And, when it comes to the last wrestling stuff I did, in 2005, I guess it was June of 2005, there was the Hardcore Homecoming show at the arena. I did that. And then a couple days after that was the first installment of WWE ECW One Night Stand, and I did that. Yes. And that is pretty much the extent of it. I promoted some stuff on my own, be your own boss, work from home, that kind of thing.
That was
like 2000.
MXW, correct?
MXW, the best wrestling nobody's ever seen. And no, it was good. It was fun. It lasted as long as it lasted, and I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer, and maybe it'll come back one day. But it was a good time. Late 2006, and then since then, I've kind of been taking it easy. I've kind of been away from the scene, and now I did that thing in Allentown. I was a last-minute substitution, and it was a great time. And now I am starting to get my feet wet and dabble and make my way back into the scene.
So you're definitely looking at maybe like a full-time comeback.
Maybe a full-time comeback. Maybe a full-time comeback. I'm just looking to take advantage of whatever opportunities might be out there, have some fun, entertain the masses, however, whether or not they might want to hear me or not, hopefully they do. And that's about it, man. I'm, still in the prime of my life and enjoying my youth and living the dream.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Joe, just curiosity, how come you was never picked up by the new ECW? Why you never did that, I mean, you would have been a great at doing commentary. You would have been, you do, the way you talk is phenomenal. So I just think you would have been a great.
God knows the wrestling business desperately needs some male managers out there instead of just seeing valets anymore. And that's a great question.
You need managers with a voice, and I think Joe got a voice. He flies off the cuff.
Yeah. If I say I agree with everything you guys just said, I think it makes me seem cocky, right? And if I didn't, people would say, oh, he's just being self-deprecating and humble. So, I don't know, maybe somewhere in the middle, but I do appreciate the vote of confidence. And any fans out there who would like to see me as part of any one of the 3 WWE brands or TNA or anything like that should write their congressman and write to that promotion's website and send a letter and let it be known that they would like to be part of the experience, because that's what I'm here for.
Don't do it.
The next grassroots promotion. There you go. Hey, champagne all over again.
Yeah, champagne got a bunch of heat though. Kidding on.
Yeah. Well, we know that story.
Yeah, you heard about that, right, Joel?
What's the? Oh, the champagne story.
The hire champagne campaign.
I think I did hear about that. A few years
ago.
Yeah,
we had him on a while back. Yeah, he was talking about it.
Yeah, he was doing a campaign about hire champagne, and they were flooding WWE's emails with hire champagne gimmicks, and apparently Johnny Ace got hot and called them and cursed them out.
Oh. That's kind of ridiculous, though, because TNA, I guess, was getting a ton of email, too, but they were interested. They're like, hey, if that many people are going to get behind you and go ahead and get online and take the time to email out, they should take a look at it, but, that's either are they.
I might send an email tonight as part of the champagne campaign, and it's probably 2 years too late, isn't it?
Probably.
Would there be heat on me if I did that? Would I be costing myself an opportunity? Because if not, I'm going to run to the computer and do it right now. I can't have enough champagne, right? Champagne for my, what is it? Real pain for my sham friends and champagne for my real friends.
Phenomenal. But yeah, right now he's just, hanging out. I think he's doing landscaping or whatever, but he's still wrestling out there, he's trying to get his name back into the mainstream,
That's awesome.
What you got to do.
Like all of us,
Okay. So we talked about that, but you started to talk about the WWECW, which I think everybody who actually seen the original Extreme Championship Wrestling has a tendency to call it. When you were asked to go and do One Night Stand, were you aware that everything was going to go down the way it went down? Were you cool with that?
I guess. Yeah. I felt like I got what I was promised and didn't get anything I didn't sign up for. In what regard exactly?
Well, I think everybody was kind of disappointed in the fact that the Dudleys came out by themselves. I expected, even when I seen, the clip before that, that you were going to come out with the Dudleys and do, the whole shtick and whatever, and it never happened. And at least the guys that I was watching it with were like, well, what the hell happened to Gertie? We just seen him.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's just the direction they decided to go in. They decided to maybe feature the 1999-2000 era ECW on TNN co-host Joel Gertner as opposed to the Dudley manager. I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't privy to those discussions. I just knew that they wanted me there, and didn't know exactly what I was going to do, but was absolutely cool with it. It was a great experience, a great time. Hopefully it made for some decent television, and everybody was absolutely professional and unbelievable to work with, helpful. It looks like JBL inserts his foot into my anal cavity to the point where I should have been tying his shoelaces with my teeth. But truth be told, it felt like a pillow fight on Girls Gone Wild. It really did. I mean, it felt like a love tap. It was. I watched it back when I saw it on tape. I was like, wow, that totally looks how it felt.
You know what I was wondering?
Yeah, it looked like a giant boot. Yes, that's for sure.
You know what I was wondering? I was like, man, when I was watching that ECW show, the first thing that popped in my mind, what the fuck is Angel? How come he's not on the show? Oh yeah, I was selling ice cream. I was selling ice cream at the local, Baskin Robbins. Hey, aren't you the king of the street? Oh no, that's not me. Hey, aren't you supposed to be on that pay-per-view? Oh no, brother, that's not me, man. I'm Michael Duncan from the Green Mile, dude.
But Angel, but you're gonna be there. But you're gonna be there in June, right?
Oh yeah, I'll be there so I can hit all the fans. You got fat, but I'll definitely be there. I've been hitting the weights and getting back to shape. I've been doing that trend spa. Hope I get a sponsorship from that. But but I'm definitely gonna be there.
If you got fat, wait till you see me, dude. I don't have an address anymore. I just got a zip code, bro.
Bro.
Dude, I get the flu. It is the swine flu, bro. It's the only kind I can get. How big I am. No, I'm kidding. I'm still svelte, bro. 255, rocking it, living the dream.
You still the step muffin, right?
Always.
That's tremendous. But that's pretty cool that you keep trying to keep busy and stuff, and get yourself back out there, because a lot of guys were like, I retired.
Yeah, I never said I retired, because you know how wrestling retirements are.
Oh
so
yeah, look at CW.
So I never, I always said it was
wrestling retirements are like when the Ramones retire. It's just not until you're truly gone does it ever happen.
The farewell tour, and then there's either like 5 of them or it lasts 5 years to the point where it's like farewell, good riddance. Get on and go already. Get on your bike and tell your story walking. Beat feet. But
that's why when I left for a little bit, I never said I was going to retire, because it's ridiculous. You never retire.
Never retirement. It's always in your blood. Once you're in, you're in for life. So I always said hiatus or semi-retirement, but no, never retire.
I say I'm on an excursion, or good luck on my future endeavors type of thing. I see that motto.
Hilarious. Now, you had did a little bit of work for when Paul Heyman decided to do the Main Event Championship Wrestling, which kind of, I guess they had filmed a pilot for it, but just never really took off. What did you think about that, and do you think, given the time, that it would have been something the magnitude of ECW or even close?
Paul, to the best of my recollection, wasn't involved in MECW. MECW was a Midwestern gentleman who he was from Indiana, maybe, and don't want to tell stories out of school. I think he wound up in prison. Yeah, I can't be honest with you. I can't remember his name. But it
so
was,
now, why is it so widely spread that Heyman had something to do with that?
With Main Event Championship Wrestling?
Yeah, I've seen that from so many outlets.
Huh?
Was it where maybe he was contacted and something, or?
This might be information that is perhaps only on a need-to-know basis. Perhaps I did not need to know. I don't know. To the best of my knowledge, Paul Heyman wasn't involved, but if he was, stranger things have happened, and I don't know. But Main Event Championship Wrestling seemed like a good idea at the time. seemed like a way to capitalize on the talent that was out there. Seemed like a show at the ECW arena that was a payday, and seems not to really go anywhere. And that's unfortunate. That's the way some stuff in the wrestling business goes. And
do you still keep in contact with Paul?
I haven't talked to him in a long time, to be honest with you. I saw him at that at the pay-per-view 4 years ago, and may have spoken to him maybe once or twice since then. And
I'll give you a good one. DeVito bumped into him at a local supermarket when DeVito was doing a delivery for his Pepsi Cola wrap. And the funny thing, he's like, "Hey, Paul, how you doing? Hey, DeVito, how's everything?" Gave DeVito a big hug. "How you doing, brother? You know, everything's fine." "Oh, brother, we should get together and have lunch." So he wrote, he goes, "Here's my number." Paul wrote down his number. And DeVito's like, "All right, cool, yeah, call me and just leave me your number and we'll get together." So as they're talking, DeVito dialed the number, punched it in his phone, and when Paul was walking away, he lifted up to his ear and he goes, "The number you're in reach is not in service." What the fuck? DeVito's like, "Man, he just kayfabed me right here in the supermarket."
Wow.
Oh, boy.
So I just popped for that one, that's a DeVito story.
Wow.
Brutal.
That's wild. That's a little bit of something.
Heads are rough.
Oh yeah, you gotta love Paul.
Yeah.
You gotta love Paul for those stunts, But
hey, you know what? Let me tell you something though. Say what you will, but Paul Heyman, I walked up to him. It was September of '95. No, August or September of '95, right before I started. And I walked up to him and I said, "Paul, my name is Joel Gertner. I am the sports director of radio station in Ithaca, New York. I go to Cornell, and I've been in the business for a few years on the independent scene, and I've been following ECW, and it looks great and everything. You guys have a show coming up in Middletown, New York, and I know that your ring announcing crew is based mainly out of Philadelphia. I was wondering if perhaps if you need a ring announcer, I would love to get a tryout." And he just looked at me for a second, and he said, "You want it? You got it. Be there by 6."
Wow.
And be there by 6 turned into 5.5 years. So
that's crazy. And I'm sure that's the last thing you expected at that point too.
Yeah. I was just super uber duper appreciative of the opportunity and just made the most of it, and and rode it until the end of the line.
So when did the idea come about from making you from a ring announcer into something more than that?
I ring announced the very first show that I worked for ECW, but again they were in Middletown, and I don't think Bob Ortiz, who was doing the TV ring announcing, was at that show. And then Bob Ortiz was still around. I did a bunch of different stuff. I was a timekeeper for the ECW arena shows, and eventually a timekeeper with, I don't want to say a gimmick, because it's not like the camera's ever focused on it. It was just kind of me having fun, something to do, and just, being a heel timekeeper, whether anybody cared to notice it or not. During the match, I'd go to the concession stand, get a slice of pizza. I'd be eating the pizza while I'm at the timekeeper's bell. I would bring out a can of hairspray and start fixing my, all I am is a timekeeper, and the rib was that I was kind of just doing it to amuse me, and the one person who might care. But I did that for a while, and then it became known that I spoke Spanish, and we had the lucha guys in at the time, so I would do lucha-style ring announcing as seen on television. If you're watching Galavision, I would do that. And, so I did lucha-style Spanish ring announcing. We had Damien 666 come in, who was working Japan at the time, so I did I did ring announcing in Japanese, because I took, a year or two of Japanese at school. I knew, a total of 50 words. I knew the Japanese equivalent of "Donde está el baño?" But,
just enough,
all you need to know. But I figured I figured why not at least learn how to ring announce in Japanese, right? So I did that, and that, interestingly enough, I thought that might come in handy when ECW took a couple trips to Japan. I thought maybe I could go and manage the Dudleys and like cut some Japanese promos. That did not happen, but
wow, which would have been pretty awesome too.
Would have been cool. Would have been cool, you know, because I left college actually after 3 years, in which I got about 2 years worth of education. You know, because the third year was all about, you know, making the ECW towns on Friday and Saturdays.
Right, absolutely.
And just, you know, and just doing the college thing and being more.
Yeah, my friend went to Cornell, and yeah, if you're not directly focused on school there, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided to be, you know, a full-time ECW employee and a part-time college student, and yeah, but you know, it was great. What were we talking about? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so I did the heel timekeeper thing. I did the Spanish ring announcing, the Japanese ring announcing, and then eventually Bob Ortiz took some time off, took a few months away. I know he wasn't there. He happened not to be there for November to Remember in '95, at which point I had been with the company for 2 months, and November to Remember was kind of our WrestleMania. It was the biggest show of the year. So I ring announced that show. And then, you know, just did some stuff here and there. I think it was June of the following year or thereabouts where I became a heel ring announcer. I kind of cut a heel promo and made sure the fans disliked me, and from there I was put with originally the tag team of Devon Dudley and Axel Rotten when Devon was the lone heel Dudley. And then I think I might have done some ring announcing at different points for like the FBI. Chris Chetty, when he was first brought in, I think he was brought in as GQ Gorgeous Quartermain, wearing like a Zorro kind of Phantom of the Opera kind of like a half mask to protect his beautiful face. And I was his personal ring announcer for that and getting all that over. I did some ring announcing, I think, for Shane Douglas. I'm trying to remember everybody, not leave anybody out. And then, yeah, when the Dudleys were heels, one and all, I pretty much became their personal ring announcer and then their, you know, de facto manager alongside sign guy Dudley. You know, we always kind of figured it out that the Dudleys were so big they were kind of like, you know, like a baseball team, almost like the New York Yankees where they needed two managers, a field manager and a GM. So we pretty much handled those duties. And, yeah, and that's how that developed. And when the Dudleys left and went to WWE, that was right around the time that we got the TNN show, and I was told that they would appreciate it if I would go ahead and be Joey Styles' antagonist of sorts, you know, just be there to make his life miserable and be the color commentator and the co-host. And then I started to kind of be a little bit of a baby face because people hated me, but they liked to hate me. So Cyrus was brought in as the real antagonizer from the network. And that's the long and the short of it in a nutshell, right? That's probably more than you wanted to know. But there you go.
So did you get a chance to go with WWE when the Dudleys went?
Did I have the chance to go? You know, that's a tricky question to answer. It really is, honestly. I talked to people. I talked to somebody that was there about some hypothetical stuff before I had ever signed a contract. Before 1999 or so, I think we got the TNN show in August of 99. I think I signed my contract, 10 years this week, I think. I think it was late April, early May of '99 when I signed my contract. Prior to that, I was working night to night, on a handshake. Pretty much everybody was until '99 for the most part.
Yes, I was rolling.
Yeah, that was not uncommon. So I think sometime before I signed my deal, I might have, spoken to somebody about something hypothetical, but I was an ECW loyalist. I was there until the end. I was sad when it wasn't there anymore. I remember at the very end, it was rough, and I didn't even know, like, do I ask for a release? If you remember, WCW pretty much went out at the same exact time we did.
Right.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I think right when we went out in like January, February, WCW hung around till March. Many people might have predicted somewhat safely by January or February that the end might have been near, but I don't think it was a foregone conclusion. So it was tricky at that point in time because it was like, well, if I'm under contract, but the company is kind of failing, I'd like to ride it out. Do I? I need to look out for myself. Is it worth even asking for a release? I remember calling Paul, and I didn't want to ask for a release. I didn't know what the next step really was. I kind of, I guess we were doing house shows in January, but a lot of talent wasn't being sent out because it was, it wasn't good expense-wise. I remember we did the January pay-per-view, and I think during the January pay-per-view, or at the end of the January pay-per-view, they were promoting the March pay-per-view, Living Dangerously, which never happened. But, we were still promoting it. I think by March, Paul might have been on their TV already, because I can't remember if WrestleMania was March or April that year, but I think he was at that. So he might have already done his first Raw appearance in D.C. by March. So I don't remember everything exactly to the day, but it was just that whole first quarter of 2001 was just like weird, you just didn't know what to do. But again, I was an ECW loyalist, hell or high water. I was there, and I was sad to see it end.
Yeah. So a lot of guys have said that, though. Well, not to cut you off, Ames, but a lot of guys have said that, though, whereas they thought, is this going to happen? It can't be over, and I don't think a lot of people knew, like, as far as like, cut and dry, was it going or was it done?
I remember when Paul used to tell us, oh, don't worry about it, brother, everything's going to be fine, and blah blah blah, and you still got a job and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, I see him on TV in WWE, bro. I was like in that final clip in the Shawn Shaker Redemption, ripping off my shirt. No! Camera panning back from the earth, and I'm just like crying and stuff, and I'm just like, no, but it was, heartbreaking because, he promised that, we were going to be working.
Dude, it was sad at the end, and so, I mean, I don't know, with Paul, I think he knew that I was loyal to a fault and loyal to the end, and I really, I wanted to stay, and I didn't want to go, and, even if I had, I don't know if there was a WWE offer, there was talk at one point, I talked to somebody, but at the end of the day, I was so ECW loyal because I've been there for 5.5 years, and it was pretty much, where I kind of made my career, and it was my big break. And, at one point, when things were kind of bad and when checks were, bouncing here and there and kind of, the writing was on the wall, but I think a lot of people didn't want to see it, and I could probably include myself in that category. And I did a radio interview similar to this one. And, I like to try to have a decent sense of humor about things, not take anything too seriously, and kind of be laid back. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, my phone just asked me if I wanted to save a contact, so that was weird. No, so, I was doing a radio show not unlike this one, and having some fun with the host. I like to be easygoing, happy-go-lucky, and not take myself too seriously, and I had been losing weight at the time. I started losing weight in preparation because I knew there was going to be a match with Cyrus, and
right.
I wanted to lose weight anyway. I was getting kind of heavy, and so I wanted to lose some weight, but I didn't have any ring gear or anything like that, and I knew as a comedy spot, the jacket was going to come off, and I was going to be shirtless, and I kind of, it would have been great, funny to be fat, but I didn't want to be too fat, a little bit of vanity. So I started to lose some weight anyway, and even after that match, which was like October of 2000, I think, we still had like another 3-4 months to go in ECW, and I kept losing the weight, almost to the point where my gimmick was changing. Paul came up to me once or twice and was like, "You're losing weight," and I was like, "Yeah." And he kind of, I don't know that he kind of, it was just kind of, yeah. But, I was losing the weight and getting back to it. So I was on a radio show, and they said, "Hey, looks like you're losing weight." And I made a joke. I said, "Yeah, I'm losing weight because I'm on the ECW diet." And, a joke about, like, the check's not coming in. Like, how can, you can't eat if you can't buy groceries. All hearing about it, and like, I think he asked me about it. He kind of, I don't think he took too kindly to it.
Not too happy about that one, huh?
I don't think he took too kindly to it, but, the way I see it, you got to laugh about it at least, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because you either got to laugh about it or you're going to cry about it, or you don't care. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to laugh about it, you got to laugh about it, because if you don't laugh about it, you're going to cry about it. Otherwise, it means nothing to you. And ECW meant a hell of a lot to me. It was my life, so...
Yeah.
So that's how that goes. But
so ever since you made that joke, he like kind of took you off the
ever since I made that, speed dial. I don't know. I don't know. I was always I had a professional relationship with Paul that I admired his work from before I got in the business to when I first got in, I kind of modeled myself after Paul and Jim Cornette and guys like that. But I always admired Paul, and just wanted to. We always had a good, cordial, civil, professional relationship. I'd like to say that we were, friends, in so much as a boss and his employee can be friends. But I never had any problems with Paul ever. He gave me my break, and and I hope he got over what I said in that interview about the ECW diet, because I was just kidding around, and we crossed paths again in 2005 when I did that pay-per-view, and and he was great to work with, and helped me out and helped me kind of adapt to a new kind of environment, because working for WWE is completely different from the way we did in the ECW. It's just
right. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. Yeah, definitely.
Just different. Not that one's better than the other. They're just different.
Yeah, just different beasts. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now you had done some things after with ECW and stuff, but you did some work for TNA. And did some management for Rainbow Express, which is pretty short-lived. But I think the major question is why didn't we see more of Joel Gertner in TNA?
I don't know. I don't know how much. It's interesting. I don't know how much blame to take with the TNA thing. I think with TNA, I hadn't done the WWE show yet.
Right.
It was 2002. So what I knew was the Indies, and I knew ECW. And I had done an independent film, so I knew that. But I kind of, when it came to what TNA was doing, which was kind of described to me as like what WCW was doing, it was just, there's just a different protocol. And even when you're kind of told or led to believe that you might have a certain level of creative freedom, you probably do to an extent, but you still have to kind of, watch what you're doing. And I was told that the Rainbow Express was to be portrayed as homosexual, slitty kind of pansies until the bell rang. Kind of like, I want to say it was described to me kind of the way I perceive, similar but different to like how Festus, you know how Festus in WWE, he's not all there, and then the bell rings, and he's a killer.
You're
and
right.
then after the match, the bell rings again, and he kind of goes back to, being a bumpkin.
Yeah, like Mark.
The way Rainbow Express was described to me was quite similar. They were just trying to get in each other's pants and be butt pirates and be eccentric until the bell rang. And then when the bell rang, whether they had the belts or not, you were meant to believe that these two wrestlers were the tag team champions of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the bell rang again and the match was over, they were gay as a $3.
You're right. Yeah.
Now, for me, I was told to manage them kind of in a sense where I wasn't homosexual. Is that bad? I am now off the host queue. Is that a bad? I was kicked off the host queue, but I'm back.
As long as you're still there.
So I was told kind of like, don't be homosexual the way they are. I was kind of told to still be me. But at the end of the day, like I didn't know how far to like be the stud muffin and how kind of different from the Rainbow Express they wanted me to be.
You're right.
And eventually I wound up, they had a backstage correspondent, Goldilocks.
Mm-hmm.
The way I understand it, I kissed Goldilocks on camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I wound up hearing that wasn't well received. I think that was above and beyond the Call of Duty and somehow not what was expected from my character. And, I wasn't trying to...
Had they seen your work prior to...
I wasn't trying to make a ruckus or get anybody in trouble. I wasn't trying to go...
Well, no, I mean, going from your character in ECW to going to TNA, I mean, I can't see that they would want to switch it. So it just wouldn't make, a whole bunch of sense to me.
No. And, so that's why the answer to the question why I didn't stay with TNA is, I really don't know, because there's part of me that heard that I got the heat for doing that, and so I take whatever amount of blame is to be had for that. But then also around the same time, after the first few shows, there was the problem with I think it was Jay Hassman. I think that's the name of the guy who was he used to work with WWE doing pay-per-view stuff for them, and then he went and did TNA pay-per-view stuff. And I think a story broke where he was consulting for TNA, and for whatever reason led them to believe that their pay-per-views were getting significantly more buys than they actually were. And TNA was budgeting according to the higher figures, is the story that I heard. And because of that, they were depending on or counting on chickens that didn't hatch and money that they didn't have. So, early on, kind of in the second and third month or whenever it was, at some point in 2002, they started not bringing as many people in for the shows. So I really don't know whether I was a victim of kind of politically doing the wrong thing, creatively doing the wrong thing. I don't know how much of it was that. I don't know how much of it was, was the deal with the money and the fly-ins and stuff. In the end, I don't know that there was a place for me because I wound up going to Nashville for a few months, late 2002, and the time wasn't right. There was nothing there for me, and they opted against using me. I did some indies while I was down there for a few months, and then came back to New York. And that's really all I know about TNA, but it was fun. It was a good learning experience for the short amount of time that I was there, And, I've got a bunch of friends who are working there now, and, people that I was in ECW with that I enjoy watching, and their careers are going great, and thank God for that,
And has there ever been any talk since then about maybe you coming back down to see, what you could do?
Haven't gotten a call, but if I did, I would certainly, obviously I've learned, I'm a different person now. I continue to grow. The journey continues to go on, and, if they were interested in working with me, I would absolutely entertain any kind of opportunity to work there. They've got a great operation going. They do a lot of good things, and yeah, I would certainly love to hear from them. And thanks to Angel, I am now in touch with Devon Dudley. I had actually lost touch with him for a little while. And
that's no problem. Anytime you need somebody's number, I got it.
So there you go. So
not you, Mark. I don't give you nothing.
But like I said, I've got a lot of people in TNA that I enjoy watching for any number of reasons, and I try to keep up with the product. I try to watch it every week. I grew up a wrestling fan since I was knee high to a June bug, and and I'll always be watching. And like I said, I was gone for a little while as far as actively pursuing opportunities in the business, but hopefully there's room out there for the quintessential Sud Muffin still.
Yeah,
always.
Hey, Mark, how long you been a wrestling fan? And I'm not talking about the times you wrestling with cocks in your mouth. I'm talking when you actually saw it on TV.
Dickhead. I don't know, man. Probably since I was about 5 years old.
Well, okay. I'm just wondering.
I figure I'm 27
anyway.
now, so 22 years.
Yeah. Cocked out there. Anyway.
Whatever, dude. Well, let me ask you this.
Can I make an observation, by the way?
Sure.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on Dolph Ziggler. Watch out for Dolph Ziggler.
Yes. Now,
why would Joel Gertner say such a thing? Is there an ulterior motive? Has Dolph Ziggler sent Joel Gertner a check and said, when you go on Blog Talk Radio next week, you got to drop my name? Did Joel Gertner come to find out that Dolph Ziggler was an admirer of Joel Gertner's ECW work? It could be any of these. I will neither confirm nor deny any of them. I will, however, say, if it is ever said that Dolph Ziggler liked himself some Joel Gertner, let it be known the quintessential Stud Muffin loves himself some Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler in the 09, rocking it the way Mr. Magnificent Kevin Kelly rocked it in the 88, but 10 times better. To the point where Mr. Magnificent had his mansion on the hill and his Cadillac Seville, but Dolph Ziggler, if to truly attain success is to be all that and a bag of chips, Dolph Ziggler, all that, bag of chips, Twix bar. Dolph Ziggler is the future, and the future is now.
Nice. Tremendous.
Now I got to watch Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm primed for some Dolph Ziggler.
He is the cream in my coffee. Tremendous. Oh, man. Anyway, but to be honest with Joe, I'm really happy that you're really doing all these things, keeping yourself busy. Like I said, I was looking for you on the internet, and I'm like, man, whatever happened to Joe Gertner? Usually he has a MySpace, you have a MySpace page, a Facebook page, and I'm like, man.
Some new additions of Gertner Vision. What the hell happened to that?
Be honest with you, until I created one for MXW in 06, I had 3 MySpace pages, just none of them were me.
Yeah, that happens quite often anymore.
You fell off the face of the earth, man. I thought you were hanging out with Perry Saturn in Ohio.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Cars.
I don't know about all that.
Well, that's what I'm just saying. But I read that about Perry. I'm like, what happened to him? And it says on Wikipedia, story has it that he's like in Ohio selling cars.
He's kind of
hell out of here, really? Wow.
Huh?
He's off the grid.
Yeah, well, hey, if he probably threatened people to sell a car. You see what he did to Mike Bell. I'll buy a car. Fuck you, I'll buy a car. Don't hit me no more. That motherfucker put a whooping on you, man, if you don't fucking buy a fucking Toyota from him.
End up catching like half a total elimination. Speaking of total elimination, you've taken that before.
Yes, I have.
What's worse, traveling in front of Eric Bischoff or taking total elimination?
Being stuck at home, not on TV, and not doing either one. That's probably the worst one. Option 3. I don't know. Those were both fun. As much as a high-low kick can be fun, and as much as coffee in the face or whatever that was, I mean, that's it's all good. It's all part of the show.
Absolutely. Oh man. Well, I think everybody's looking very forward to the show coming up in June. What do you think the chances are that possibly, and people have been discussing this for a while now, is maybe after these 2 reunion shows that are coming up, there's maybe a resurgence of, what ECW was doing and, the wrestlers and the whole bit. What do you think about that?
I hope so. It was a real genuine, authentic, and truly entertaining kind of product that we produce. If I'm being honest to a fault, I would say more so at certain times than others. But ECW at its worst is to many people better than various and sundry other wrestling promotions at their best. So people love it. It's still relevant, I think, in its own way. And whatever aspects are not relevant can be tweaked by the talented people that are involved to be relevant. So I think, I would love to see a resurgence, and a legitimate resurgence, not even so much to be thought of as nostalgia, but actually to be thought of as an alternative, the way that the way that we were. So, stranger things have happened, man. I hope there is a resurgence.
Oh, absolutely. I need a job.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the end of June. That's going to be a blast out there, and there's been so many names added to it. I mean, God knows. I hope you guys have enough time to do everything you want to do, because with the amount of people who are going to be there and everything that's going to be going on, I mean, this could turn into a 5 or 6 hour show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be off the hook. And Mark's going to be there. He'll be carrying my bag, serving drinks, anything you need, he's there. His service. My young boy is your young boy. So.
Appreciate it, man. But like you guys were saying, then I mean, if that's what you're going to be doing, Mark, it is going to be a long day. I heard it gets started at 1.
Right.
There's going to be a who knows, man, a barbecue, bring a picnic basket because there might be a picnic going on. People who have the super uber duper golden tickets. If you should be so lucky as to acquire one of those, and find out at the website how you can. I believe it's just an exchange of U.S. currency, and then you got one. And if you got one of those, I mean, you're set. Like you're going to be sitting on Jack Nicholson's lap in the front row, and it's going to go from 1 o'clock until I don't know if it's anything like the old ECW, maybe it'll go until 5 a.m. the next day, and we'll be shooting promos in Dudleyville under the trestle, and we'll be watching sunrise from a Denny's window in Essington. I mean, I have no idea what it's going to be an all-day affair, a rendezvous. There will be, as Kizarni would say, fizon, resides, gizames. There will there will be a dunk tank, if I understand correctly.
Absolutely.
I don't know that
beer.
I will be involved in the dunk tank. I do not plan on bringing my bathing suit. If I am asked to do the dunk tank, I will probably volunteer such information as that I am allergic to hydrogen and oxygen only when they are in certain proportion to each other and only when they are filled inside a dunk tank. But it's going to be a blast. It's going to be keeping it real all day, every day. June 27th, Dos Mil Nueve. That's Anno Domini 2009, and ECW Arena, the arena where the legends will play for a day.
Yeah, can't wait. Everybody, Joel Gertner. Joel, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It was so much fun.
Thank you guys.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it, and good luck on your future endeavors. And
oh, no, you just future endeavored me? Did you future endeavor me from the show?
Hey, it would be a great privilege if you close us off, with one of your famous lines from, the ECW days.
Well. It is I, the quintessential stud muffin, the man with the sweet melodic tones, the golden voice, and the platinum tongue. Joel. Ladies on the internet, when they hear me, they get wet. And they're always ready to go when it's Blog Talk Radio. Gertner. Now keep listening and have yourself an eargasm.
Well,
and that's it for me, guys. And I got to be honest, you guys future endeavored me, so I think I'm gonna have to kick you guys out of the guest queue.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, I'll see you in June, Joe. I really appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks. It was
all
a
right,
blast.
bro.
Later
Take care, man.
I'll keep in touch.
Joel Gertner. How badass is that, my friend? Oh, my God. And even that's a little promo on the way out. Hilarious, too.
Once again, the Kingpin has come through with talent to come on our show.
True. And to let everybody know, too, we're working on something new, something good, and, as always, we're trying to put it out there for you guys, man. We want you to have the best show possible, so that's what we're doing. So keep up to date with the website and, be on the future lookout for some new guests.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, I've been in talks and trying to get a hold of Shane Douglas. Maybe we could try to get him on. Also, we're trying to, Big Sal, Tracy Smothers, James Dundee. I mean, Axel Rotten. I mean, the list goes on. And like I said, I've been hollering at Francine, trying to get in contact with these guys just to get them on the show, just to promote this event coming up in June.
Not to mention, I've been talking to some XPW alumni. I've also been talking to some Ring of Honor guys. So, I mean, it's going to be a nice mix-up. And, we're trying to bring, the bang for your no buck because this is a free show, damn it. But we're trying to do it up for you, so, pay attention, people.
Oh, absolutely, man. We're trying to get all the heavy hitters to come up on the show, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So with that, I think we're going to close it up, man. Great show. And, man, awesome guest. So much fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing Joel Gertner doing his thing June 27th out in Philadelphia. For those of you who want tickets to that event, you can go to myspace.com/legendsofthearena, or you could go to thearena.biz, I believe, and pick up your tickets for that. And like Joel was saying, there's some great packages that you can look into, not mine included, but the gold package that you could possibly pick up, and that includes the all-day fan fest, the Q&A, the autograph session, the tailgate party outside the ECW arena, and then getting to watch the show. So what's better than that?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you fans out there want to, cut the red tape, you can send your money to kingpin@AOL.com, and, I will be waiting for you at the gate to let you in. Just mail me that money, and you're guaranteed to get into the show.
Yeah, and if they ain't letting you in, I have a feeling that the Kingpin's going to be going Fifth City with a couple of security guys. So with that, we're going to be getting out of here. Of course, we're going to end the show the same way we always do with my boy ODS. Free ODS, damn it.
He's getting loving.
Hey, I'm leaving it like that. Kingpin, 13th show. And we are what, my friend?
We are the voice of the people.
Damn straight. Looking forward to it next week, man.
All right, for sure.
Peace.
Peace.
Your nuts under your butt, bitch, fuck you.